currently Thursday and this video needs to go up tomorrow and I have to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna make this as quick as possible so that hopefully editing goes very smoothly tonight. I normally try to film these before the start of the next month, but I just did not have the time last week. Some crazy developments are in the works, some crazy things have been happening, and I just did not have time. So we're gonna film it now and just do our best. So here we go. As always, I like to start with the books of the Bible that I finished. So I finished Joshua, Isaiah, Romans, and Psalms. We finished Psalms, which is crazy. So those four, I'm moving on to the next books, the next four. I did not listen to any audiobooks because I have discovered a new podcast. One of my friends put me onto Creepcast and I have just been really enjoying that. And since I'd never listened to any of the episodes, I now have just hours of listening for while I'm at work. So no audiobooks this month or last month, May, whatever. And I don't know that I'm planning to read any in June. I kind of would like to, but I also would really like to get caught up on Creepcast. So we'll see. I might read an audiobook or two, but I don't have anything lined up right now. I did finish 2 nonfiction books in May, so that was kind of exciting. Changed into His Image is the book that my small group has been reading, and we finally got to the last chapter. So I finished up this one. This has been a really fantastic book. It's for like discipling. It's for anybody, really. Really, really very helpful, good book. Definitely recommend this. A great like devotional book or a great book for a small group or for a Bible study or something. There are questions at the end of every chapter that just help you to ruminate on the chapter a little bit more and like really think about it a little bit more than maybe just like reading through and being done with it. There are questions to keep you thinking. So definitely recommend this one. This was a great book. I also finished The Gospel for Disordered Lives. This was the textbook for the counseling course that I took, and this also is a book that I would recommend. Each chapter is pretty short, like about 10 pages, so it's very much surface coverage of a bunch of different topics, but it's still really good material. It's not going to go super in-depth on anything, but it's still very helpful. And I'll just read some of the chapter headings. So it starts with an overview of biblical counseling, and then the theological foundations, and then the process and method. And then it gets into like common problems, like anger, anxiety, social anxiety, sadness, depression, abuse, trauma, whatever, like so many different topics. It just hits really quickly. So again, it's not going to be very in-depth on any of those, but it will give you a really good foundation if you're interested at all. And it also talks about like counseling specific age groups and the differences there. Like when you're counseling, you know, a child who's like 7 versus an adult who's been married for 20 years. Really, really good. Again, just an overview, but a really good overview. I really enjoyed this, and I'm definitely going to hold on to this. I only read 2 fiction books also, but still, it's been a couple slow reading months. I don't really know why. I feel like I was a little bit less busy in May, and yet I still didn't get a ton of reading done, but that's okay. I guess work is just ramping up and getting busy again. So the first one that I finished though was Days of Blood and Starlight. And this one I've been buddy reading with a friend, so she finally got towards the end and we had like 100 pages left, and I just went through and breezed through it. I was like, I can't leave these last 100 pages. They're insane. So much happens in the last 100 pages of this book. It's crazy. So I just raced through it. I don't know if she's finished it yet actually, and I finished it a couple weeks ago and I was like, I just gotta finish it. I can't wait for you anymore. So now I'm waiting on her to start Dreams of Gods and Monsters, which is the 3rd and final book in this trilogy, and I need to read it this summer before I move, because I'm going to be moving at the end of the summer. So I really need to read that one so I can give it to my sister before I leave. But anyway, this was the first book that I read. I very quickly talk about this book in so many of my videos, and I haven't actually like talked about the whole trilogy. At some point I will make a video on the whole trilogy so I can just like point people to that instead of, you know, saying the same things in every single video. But basically, it's a fantasy trilogy with the best world building I have seen in a series. I've seen really good world building in other forms, I guess. For a book series, this has the best world building that I have found so far. Loved it. The writing is really, really good too. It's especially beautiful in the first book. I feel like as the series goes on, at least in this second book, it's not quite as flowery and descriptive, but it's still very good and easy to get through. And the characters are really well done also. I love the characters. Oh my goodness, I have some like top favorites from this series. Fantastic. So anyway, second book is, you know, obviously a continuation of the story, but it just gets so much more wild and you learn so much more about the world. Yeah, the world building just like continues. Right when you thought that, you know, there's no more you could learn, there's more. So really, really good. I always recommend this to everybody. I do have some content warnings. If you're interested in those, let me know in the comments and I will share my content warnings, but it's fairly clean. There are just like a few things that might be kind of triggering. And that one's obviously 5 stars. That series will always be 5 stars for me. The only other book that I read, I think this is the only other book that I read in May, the only other fiction book, but I feel like I did another review video and now I don't know what that would have been. So maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But according to Goodreads, this is the only other book that I read in May, and that is Hadassah by Tommy Tenney. And you can find my full review of this. I'll put a card in somewhere. I never know what side it's going to be on. I feel like it should be up here, right? But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, I'll put a card in, but I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars, mostly just because I really respect that Tommy Tenney is trying to get the story of Esther into the hands of more readers and trying to share this with people who might not just sit down and read the Bible. But for me, this is one that I probably won't keep, actually. That's maybe the next video I'm going to do. I'm trying to go through my shelves and get rid of some books. And I don't think I'm going to get rid of a ton because I just did this in January and I haven't bought any, or I haven't bought many books since then. And I don't really know that I want to get rid of any yet. I can't speak today, but spoilers, this one is one that I will not be keeping. I kind of struggled through this. That's part of the reason I didn't read very much in May, was because this one took me 2 full weeks, maybe more, and it's not even that long. Like, yes, it's 350 pages, but it's fairly large print, and it should have been a really quick, easy read, and it took me at least 2 weeks. So yeah, I have no desire to read this again. Like I said, I respect what Tommy Tenney was trying to do. I just don't know that it was executed all that well. But the first book on my TBR for June is one that I've actually already started, and that is The Making of Another Major Motion Picture Masterpiece by Tom Hanks. I always get tripped up on the title and I forget the words, and there's just a lot of M's in there. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. But I am about 100 pages in. I think I'm a little bit over 100 pages, but not too much past. But I'm really enjoying this so far. It's really well written. There's a lot of information. A lot. There's a lot of backstory. Like, we haven't gotten into the actual making of whatever the major motion picture masterpiece is going to be. But I've really enjoyed it so far. I like just getting to know characters and sitting with them, and it's very well written. And that's kind of all I ask for, is good characters and good writing. So I'm really enjoying it. There are some like comic books in it too, which is kind of cool. Like, they just, yeah, so it's interesting. Like I said, I'm having a fun time. I have tabbed a couple things, like quotes that I thought were really cool or descriptions I thought were cool. So yeah, hoping to finish this one maybe next week. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it in a couple days. I think that's ambitious, but I think I could finish it by next Friday, hopefully. So maybe that'll be next week's video. Will be a review of this. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be what books I'm getting rid of. This stack over here. But this is the first book on my list, on my TBR, whatever. Like I said, I also do want to read Dreams of Gods and Monsters. I might just have to do that on my own and not read it with my friend anymore. I might just have to go through and read it. That one I will get through very quickly, so I for sure will read that in June. I should just do it. I could save it for July, but I feel like I'm going to be getting really, really busy in July. Maybe August? I don't know. We'll see. But I might just start that one now. Anyway, but I also have on my list The Cuckoo's Calling. I always forget if there's a "the" in there. The Cuckoo's Calling, which I've had on my shelf forever and ever and ever. And I honestly don't even remember what it's about. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I hate spoilers. So I don't want to read the dust jacket and what it's about. If you want to know what it's about, check it out on Goodreads or Google or wherever else. Just, you know, real quick Google search and you can see. But I think it's sort of I think there's some mystery to it. It looks like it's maybe new adult. It looks like it's contemporary. And I think it's a bit of a mystery. I think there's a mystery part to it. So whenever I read it, I will let you know. It's kind of why I do these review videos, because I'm not going to give you a synopsis before I've read the book, so then I'll give you a review later and, you know, give my basic thoughts. But anyway, and if you didn't know, the author is actually a pen name for J.K. Rowling. And I've only read one of the Harry Potter books. I would like to read them all. I just don't own them all. If you see over here, can you see this? I have this one that I've read. I read this one, and then I have this one in a different edition. And then I have one hardback? I thought I had two. Okay, and then I have one hardback. So I thought I had a little bit more of the series, but I'm kind of just waiting till I like collect all of the series in different formats and different genres and whatever. Not genres. What am I talking about? I can't think today. I'm just kind of waiting until I collect the whole series in different editions, because I kind of am just wanting to get them at thrift stores. I don't really want to buy the books. Not that I have anything against them. I don't know. I decided a while ago, I was like, well, I'll read them if I can find them all. And I usually don't buy new books anyway, so I'm kind of just like waiting till I pick them up. It's kind of like a treasure hunt at this point. I have to find the rest of that series. I have to find whatever Divergent book I'm missing. I think I'm still missing one. Yes, I'm missing Insurgent, so I still have to find Insurgent, and then I have to find whatever Twilight book I'm missing. And this one, Inheritance. I'm also missing Inheritance. So there are just a few books in some of my series that I'm missing, and I found all the rest of them at thrift stores, and so I'm like, well, I have to find the last book at the thrift store. And I know it's really stupid and I should just buy them, but until I've read the rest of the books on my shelf, I'm not too worried about it. Anyway, that was such a rabbit trail. This video was supposed to be short. I don't want to spend forever editing this. Yeah, that's, you know, selfishly, I just don't want to do that. But anyway, so yeah, this is the other fiction book on my TBR for June. And then I have a nonfiction book on my TBR, and this is like a major hint for why I'm moving and the life changes that are happening, but I'm going to read The 7 Laws of Teaching. So this will be read this summer. I don't know if I'll read it all in June. I might take my time with it. I have until September to read it. I'd kind of like to read it before then, but I don't know how quickly I'll read it. I know it's just a tiny book, but I want to take like notes and things. So this I will at least start in June, but I don't know how far I'll get through it. Maybe I'll finish it all. Maybe I'll read it really quickly. Maybe I'll finish it in, you know, August or something, but we'll see. But that's it for this video and for the books on my TBR. I'm trying to keep my TBR really small right now just because I have not really felt like reading lately. Days of Blood and Starlight, I was so excited to read every time I sat down to read it. But then I didn't have like a great reading month after that because I decided to read Hadassah, which I thought would be really quick, and it just took so long, so now I'm a little bit in a reading slump. I am really enjoying Tom Hanks' book. It's really fun, but it's not like the quick, easy read that I kind of need right now. It takes a little bit of brain power. It's wordy, and it's got a lot of, like I said, a lot of backstory and a lot of things to pay attention to. So it's taking me a little bit of time. I also didn't give a synopsis for that, but like, one, I haven't finished it, so I don't really know. But two, it's about the making of a movie. I feel like the title is pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, if you didn't pick up on that, I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't know why I'm being mean right now. Okay. I think I'm overtired. Man, I wish I could tell you all about the day I had yesterday. I probably should. Maybe I'll do a story time at some point. If I don't finish a book by next week, maybe I'll just do a story time. It'll be an informative story time. And if you want to watch the video, you can. And if not, that's fine. I'll enjoy telling it again. But anyway, I just had a crazy day yesterday. So I'm not with it right now. But like I said before all the rambling, that is the it. That is the it. Yes. That is the end of this video. That's it. I'm gonna just sign off here. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below if you've read any of these books, what you read in May, what you're planning to read in June, how your summer's going. It's kind of like finally officially summer. I know that high schools and elementary schools are getting out soon, but a lot of colleges have already been out of session for a couple weeks. So how are you enjoying your summers? Are you doing anything fun and exciting? I have made 2 trips down to Virginia. I made 1 trip down to Virginia and then Mississippi and Alabama and back up to Pennsylvania. and then I made a trip to Massachusetts, and then I just made another trip to Virginia. So a little bit crazy with the price of gas right now. You know, not the best time to be taking road trips, but it's also been really fun, except for yesterday. That was less fun. I'm gonna have to do a video about that, so stay tuned. Maybe that'll be next week's video. I will do a video about how yesterday went for those who care. Anyway, okay. Thank you so much for listening and listening to all of the rambling and all the crazy. And I will see you next week that's not how I end it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. That's also not how I end it. This is, okay, I have to do the full ending or else I can't remember. Thank you so much for oh my gosh. Take 5. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.